listeners. So the Usi landfill site, does not only receive refuse from Kumasi metropolis alone, but it goes beyond, i.e. the adjoining district municipalities, all of them bring in their waste to the assembly. And so on daily basis, the number of trucks that goes there is quite huge. And the machines that work there, all of them broke down at a go. All of them broke down at a go during the weekend. And due to that, please pardon me. Go, go.
It's fine. I understand. The kids will have to be taken care of. It's very necessary.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So we had a challenge over the weekend where all the machines that we work with at the landfill site broke down simultaneously. And it's not something that happened, but it did happen. And because it happened that way, we could not receive the waste as quickly as we should, because the machines are supposed to level up, clear it for the next truck or the next tricycle to come in to offload. But because it has faults, we could not receive it. And that contributed to the piling up of the tricycles or the trucks with the refuse along the stretch. But as I speak to you, as at yesterday, the machines had been repaired. Two of them had been repaired and were at the site working. And so the issue of it piling up had reduced drastically. Also, when it rains, when we are in the raining season like this, or when it rains, the place is quite slippery to work. And so even the machines themselves that is working on the site has to take um, extra caution in working because they can slip and there can be an accident. And as the trucks enter to offload, they must also be careful. And these are seasonal things. And so if I go in and ordinarily I take 2 minutes to offload, and because of the damp nature of the place, I will have to take an extra 3 minutes or 6 minutes to do. It contributes to the others on the road waiting for their turns, and so that's actually the issue that we had over there.
Okay, you explained in your submission that the OT region absorbs
The
waste.
Oti landfill site.
Sorry, sorry. OT landfill site
Yeah.
absorbs or receives waste not only from Kumasi but across the region, correct?
Yes, across some municipalities and districts in the region.
In the region entirely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you mentioned that um, at a point, as we've come to know, the machines broke down. The question
Yes.
I want
Yes.
to ask is, isn't the facility overwhelmed because of the size of areas it receives waste from? And that going forward, shouldn't we be thinking about the facilities sustenance so that it will continue to deliver?
Yeah, as an assembly, over the years, it was receiving a lot of refuse from, I think, greater parts of Kumasi, and we've been working to capacity. I do agree with the assertion that there should be sustenance of the something should be done so that is able to take a lot more volume. As I speak to you on a daily basis, the facility receives 2,000 tons of waste daily across these municipalities from Kwadaso, Ibuakwa, Jeso, Mampontin, Kwabre, all of them coming to this far to dump it. We do know that the volume that comes there is huge, and so there are plans to make sure that the numbers that come in can always be accommodated. And so the Assembly is thinking of having a discussion with Ministry of Local Government so that another landfill site, maybe a portion is engineered, cells are constructed so that volumes that come maybe might increase from the 2,000 to 2,500 or even higher so that we are able to take it. Yes, we have sustenance plan in place. And I'm thinking, as and when the discussions go on, we should have that coming in to augment our work.
So, if you can provide us with a bit of education, if these waste are received, what processes are they taken through? Do you have the capacity to, for instance, recycle, for instance, the plastics or the organic waste and what have you? Or for now, it's you do not engage in recycling and what have you. You just collect the waste and that's it.
Well, for now, we are collecting the waste, and then there are plans to make sure that they are recycling or we recycle them. When you go to the sites, you have people coming in to collect the plastics out of them, of which we allow them to collect. And there are other people also who come in to take the ones that are degradable. They come from private people. They also come to take the degradable ones out of it. As an assembly for now, we are not doing the recycling, but we do have plans to make sure that going forward we recycle them so that we generate energy or we generate other potential things out of the waste that is taken to the site.
Now let's come to the assembly. I don't know if you
Yes,
you
sir.
you saw it on Monday. There were reports circulating that the CBD first of all got flooded, and one of the causative agents, as we've been told, was because plastics had choked the tiny drains, and so the water
Okay.
couldn't, of course, move freely. Now, we also saw pictures and videos of CBD engulfed with filth, and it was an eyesore. I don't know if these have come to your attention, and what can you say about these issues?
Right. So the assembly was doing a cleanup exercise, or we used to clean the city during the night. So we had night cleaning exercise. As of February this year, the night cleaning exercise has stopped. What we do is that we now do morning cleaning. And so the cleaners that hitherto were doing evening have been moved to daytime. So they come 5 a.m. and they finish around 10. And so maybe when you take the video around 7 or 8 or 9, we are still cleaning and we are still collecting. We moved it to morning because we realized that when we clean in the evening, we'll still come in the morning and see people dump refuse. You won't see them. And it is as if we've not done anything at all. And as a result of that, the chief executive directed that the night cleaning should stop so that we move it to the morning. We've seen some of the videos. Some of the videos is because maybe they've swept, gather it. Those collecting are also starting from a zone and they are on their way coming. And so when somebody sees it, the person deems it as the assembly has not collected the waste or this waste has been there for a while. No, it is the waste we ourselves generate. Because if you and I are not going to dump in the bins there and we are going to throw things about, that is how it's going to be. And realistically, you know that we can't be cleaning after each person. It has to take a while for the cleaning to be done because the CBD is a vast area. And so, yes, you've seen some of the videos, but they are during the times that the collection of the waste is in session. And so, an example, yesterday, somebody shared a link with me where a radio station has shared a waste around the Otumfor runabout area.
Mm-hmm.
And it was within the time when we contacted the waste management. They were collecting it. After that time I called them, they were at Dr. Mensa collecting and they said they were aware it was there and they were going to take it. And when they took it from there, they sent me footages of them having taken it from there.
But the way they have been indiscriminately, I mean,
Dump.
dumped,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there are
That is
those
an
who are
eyesore.
asking the question that is that the best way to handle waste within CBD? And you know the kinds of activities that happen there. People sell food,
Yeah.
people are all kinds of
Mm-hmm.
things. There are lots of people gathered around. I know that the assembly established or implemented a policy, I don't know, to deploy waste bins and put them at vantage areas and to
Yeah.
even ensure, I mean, decoupling of the waste, etc. What happened to that?
Right. So if you move to the CBDs, there are some areas that you see the bean, the blue, and then the brown, which are 1,000 cubic liters. You see them there. There are some areas too you will not. It is because one, some cars have rammed into it, and you cannot. find the drivers reporting themselves. You have instances where you go and open, the bin is empty, but there are refuse beneath it.
Oh,
there are instances you open the bin and
the bin is empty, but there are waste around it.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
there are some instances too, you open the bin and you have concrete, cement, and blocks placed inside.
concrete.
Yes, please. There are some
Okay.
instances too, you go and people have moved them from where they are, i.e., the stench coming from there to their shops or to where they are is too much. And so the waste management department was directed to those areas with issues to pull them away from there and re-strategize on how best to come back and place them there. But there are other places that the bins are there. We know that there was a cry that the city did not have bins, and so when people drink water or take something, they don't know where to put it. It was that call that all the media houses, everybody was calling for it, and we hit to that. And then the Project HD brought all these things to the city, but people abused it. They are like the things I mentioned. They won't put it inside. They don't even want to lift the lid and place things inside. There are times people will bring refuse from their house to come and dump it instead of taking it to a communal dumping site. And so we are strategizing on how best to bring these beings back to the areas that we pull them away, so that we don't have the issue.
As an assembly, would you say sanitation is one major, a complex problem that is bedeviling you?
It is a complex issue. It is complex because it drains our resources and our finances. Of all the sensitization and education that we do, the environmental health unit also prosecuting people, we still have that challenge. It's attitude now. It's something inherent in us that consciously all of us will have to make an effort to know that when the city is clean, it's clean for all of us. It is not clean for a particular person. And so I will be circumspect in where I dump my refuse.
Or maybe there are those who say,
the other,
please go on.
Call on the other not to do so.
Okay.
Because if we all turn a blind eye, if here is dumping and Alpha is not saying anything, the next person will also come and you will not be able to say anything. All you do is that if you can't beat them, you join them. And so Alpha will also join us in doing that.
But there are those who may also say that perhaps it's because you do not have an effective strategy to deal with sanitation, and that if you had, things will have turned out differently. How do you respond to
Alpha, that? What do you term as effective strategy? Because as a city, we have to make sure that the refuse is off. Because we know that people need to dispose of properly, we provided bins, we provided a communal dumping site, because there are people that stay in the central business district. That's their home. Okay. And so they will generate waste in their homes. And they will have to take it to the communal dumping site. The private waste contractors that we have assigned, that they come to our homes and they give us bins. And so we pay them and then they come for it. And if we have all this in place, because these are all means by which that we have to get the waste from there, we must also make the people aware that they are responsible for the waste they generate. The waste I generate, the waste that Alpha generates, Alpha is responsible for it. Ifya is responsible for the ones she generates. It is not a responsibility of somebody to come and take care of my waste.
Okay.
The person is supposed to make sure that there's a place, the final disposal site.
All right.
And so all these avenues have been made, contracting a private contractor or going to the communal dumping site to dump it there, so that the assembly comes in to take it from there. There's no city in the world that the city authorities can clean after each citizen.
But there are those who also think that, yes, you may have made some of these equipment or facilities available. You may have created an opportunity for people to find it easier to dispose of their waste. But the punitive aspect of it, for those who may want to willingly disobey these regulations, these orders, etc., if you do not apply punitive measures so that they themselves will see the need not to do it again, and others watching will find it discouraging to do same, If you miss that point, then perhaps there will be no, there will be no incentive
Yeah.
to discourage people, kind of, if you can appreciate the point, to
I
not
do appreciate
do,
your
yeah,
point.
to not do what we are complaining about. So
Okay.
what's your response to that as well?
All right. So Alpha, the Assembly has environmental health unit, and they've been designated in all our five sub-measures. They all have zones that they take care of, and when they go around, they are supposed to summon people. They do summon people. But if I come to see a refuse and I cannot direct it to um, Mr. A or Madam B, how do I sanction the person?
Could there not be a bylaw that said if we come and this
Hello?
place? Can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm on air.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm listening to. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you now.
Yes,
So I was saying that
mhm.
we have environmental health unit of the
Yes.
assembly,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been designated in all our five sub measures. They have areas assigned to them, and they go around to make sure that these things don't happen. So they are not able to tell that this refuse here, it can be is A who did it or Mr. B who did it. The people around also are not able or are not willing to divulge information that,
Mm.
oh, environmental officer, Mr. D did this, Mr. A did this because, quote unquote, Obebo Nidia, and so they are
Mm.
not willing to say it. And so you see it's there. And then he also has to call the waste management to come and clear it from there. So you can see the time that it takes.
You know, we used to, I don't know, growing up, we used to have this people called Saman Saman. I'm sure that's the people who you've described as the environmental officers, right? We used to have
Yes,
people who were deployed to communities, to houses, to check the sanitary conditions of these environments, and that
yeah.
if they find you doing something improper, they will punish you. My issue is, for instance, the point you've just raised, the difficulty you say you have. Can't we pass a bylaw that says that if there is this frontal, if there is this space and there are people occupying the space, let's say we've produced bins, we've deployed bins, and we come to see plastics on the floor at a certain time, then it will be the responsibility of the group to solve the problem, so that the group
Okay.
having that kind of, understanding will ensure that nobody will
Mm-hmm.
do something untoward. Don't you think perhaps that strategy could work?
Okay, so there's already a law in our bylaw that says that you're responsible for your frontage. And so, if you remember, latter part of last year, we went around with the chief executive to the Dr. Mensa Enclave going to the Pejefiem stretch. We entered the Choba, the frontage, and other things. The place was unsanitary. The law says that you must let the person take care of the waste or whatever it's on hygiene there. You give them um, first warning where they have to clean the place. You give them rules, they have to clean the place. On the subsequent ones, if it persists, then you take them to court. And so when these environmental officers go out and then they see this one, the shop owners are brought, those operating there, they are made aware, and so they clear it off the place. Sometimes we give them warning, which is pasted on their shops, and then they adhere to it. Some do not. Those who do not, they take them on to court. And so there's a system like that. Some of the issues will also come with the hawkers who are also doing ABC, and then they are not stationed, so we can't find them. We do agree there are challenges, and as an assembly, we are doing all that we can to be able to surmount the issue as it is. But that cleaning of your frontage is there, and these people are held accountable as and when the environmental health officers go out there. They also sensitize them. They give them education as to why they cannot do A, B, and C there. And we gradually it's picking up, and we are getting somewhere.
Okay, so for instance, I'm sure you've been to the mall before, and you've seen how things are done in the mall. I know that the mall is relatively a small space compared to what you're dealing with at CBD, for instance. But what I've seen working in the mall is that it looks as if at every vantage area, there's one environmental or sanitation officer controlling affairs there and ensuring that things are done orderly. Now, even if CBD is a bigger space, maybe replicating same will not be bad, to the extent that if you have a space like, say the Kejetia area, maybe you have like 2 or 3 people or 4 people responsible for that space and ensuring that people are doing the needful. Maybe it may not solve the problem entirely, but it may reduce it. What do you think?
I think it's a good recommendation coming from you, and so I'll follow it accordingly. It's something that is laudable.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma'am, for speaking with us this morning. We are really grateful that you've joined us.
Thank you so much for having me too. Thank you.
That's the Public Relations Officer for KMA, Madam Henrietta Abuaji, speaking with us this morning, speaking the time to 5 minutes after 8. And this is still the Orange Sunrise. You can join us with your views on 059 393 2993 059 393 2993. That's the WhatsApp message number. So for now, you can send me your WhatsApp message if there's anything that you want to talk about. I'm going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll still stay on matters of sanitation this morning because I think that it's just like the KMA PRO confirmed. It's really a complex problem. It's a complex problem that we seem not to be able to solve. And wherever you pass in our communities, you see waste, especially our gutters. Our gutters is seen as, the safe haven for disposing waste in our communities. And it's becoming really a big problem. Okay, so I think that we need to spend some time on this particular matter and do well to talk about it. The larger sanitation strategy. What is it? Where is it? Do we have it in place? And how has it been implemented? These are questions that I think we need to pose. And maybe in our interaction, we may find some answers to these questions and these issues that will come up. Stay with me. We'll return and continue. I want you to create unforgettable moments. Yes, you deserve that. Memories sometimes are good. To reflect on them sometimes, and it gives you an exciting feeling. Yeah. So I want to take you to Goldfinger Restaurant. That's where you can create unforgettable moments. We're open Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Go there and you'll get your perfect breakfast. Yeah. Lunch, dinner, or late night vibes. Well, I suppose I should do it. Give thanks. And they do it nicely. Breakfast starts from just 45 cedis daily. Yeah, you heard me right. Tuesdays from 5 p.m. you enjoy 15% off everything at corporate hangouts. Fridays at 5 p.m. it's sip and paint. Sip and paint. That sounds good, doesn't it? Good drinks, good company. Saturdays from 6 p.m. You'll experience stick and wine. Stick and wine with live music. And Sundays feature a buffet with live music from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That is what we call a sunset vibe. From 5 p.m. to late.
Me when I was 16 years old. Innocence lost in less than 15 years.
You can find Goldfinger Restaurant at Ahojo in Shaiso on the Dorothy Asiedu Drive. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Goldfinger Restaurant. Contact them on 024 867 2185. 024 867 2185. And from the who, but the
I don't see any man foot to it. Was open the back wow. No shortcut to heaven. Quentia be anywhere, be a himamo. Oh, this I will bring Umoja. Will bring Umoja. This I will bring Umoja. No shortcut to heaven. Quentia be any. Abrabonya ne wana montu. Asitra munko nimdie nyina jina oso. And so say one can't my try the son diempo. Kafra. And from Adi who badi awonyo. And sa anyad mansu and send the deal. Manifest I don't see any man foot to it was to come never wow. See how they slack, worry about all the things that they lack. Young, gifted, and black. Gift a gap and I rap. I suppose I should clap. Give thanks and give dap. Put my son on my lap or run a
It's 10 minutes after 8. So it's just like I told you, there are two issues that we intend to talk about. Let me see if I received a message regarding the conversation between myself and the PRO for KMA. Well, okay. As and when we receive those messages, we will deal with them. But I think that as a country, we need to be worried about sanitation. I think that we seem to have issues or difficulties in addressing sanitation-related issues or problems, and it's growing by the day, and it's you can even say it's getting worse. Okay, at the initial stage of the show, I did ask a question. As a country, as a region, and if you go to the various assemblies, is there a proper sanitation strategy? And is there the willingness and commitment and resources and capacity to implement the strategy? And are these strategies working to rid our communities of waste? Because waste is a big problem. It's really eating us up wherever you pass. You will see examples of our inability to solve waste-related matters. It's there across our country. You can look in your area right now, where you are standing close to the gutter, about to pick a vehicle. Just check for yourself the state of that gutter. Just observe. Observe around. The eatery you go there to buy food. Look at the environment. If you happen to see where the food is being prepared, observe the situation around this place where the food we are eating is being prepared. If you go to our offices, see the way we handle waste, for instance. If you are in Trotro and people buy water to drink, whether bottled water or sachet water, how do they dispose of the plastic after drinking the water or consuming whatever is contained in that container? Have you checked it? When rain is falling, what's our behavior like? What do we do? That's when people think, well, let me carry my waste, my border, quote and unquote, and go and dispose it off in the rainwater, thinking that it will vanish, not knowing that it will go and assemble at a particular point. Okay, so these are some of the things we do. And it's beginning to look like we are becoming irresponsible in handling waste in this country, in handling waste in this region. You can say Kumasi is filthy. And this is not to say you are criticizing authorities or you are criticizing citizens. We are all together in this particular issue. We are all contributing to the mess that we are seeing around. So you go to our market, the state of our market, you begin to wonder, what are we doing to ourselves? And I mean, in my layman's understanding, a lot of the waste that we generate, I can see that it's constituted by, say, half. Half is constituted by plastics. As a country, what's the strategy for plastics? Last year, if you recall, this platform, Fatau Bayaga, my colleague, did an amazing job on plastics and how plastics is dominating the waste that we produce, and the lack of proper strategy to deal with plastics. We talked about that on this platform, if you recall. We did a very fine documentary about it. We engaged resource people, resource persons. We spoke to authorities. And it's still a problem that we're dealing with as a region and as a country. So, first of all, I want to ask, do you see a proper strategy when it comes to sanitation? When it comes to waste collection, its disposal, its handling, its transportation? Yes, as a people, we are going to generate waste. We've been generating waste since. Just that the ingredients of the waste may have changed. But substantively or substantially, the waste that we are producing, or the fact that we produce waste or generate waste, has not changed. So when you produce something, and waste is not something that you want to accommodate in your room. Nobody wants to have baller close to his bed. Nobody wants to have baller close to his living room, his television. So you're going to dispose it off. As individuals, we generate waste. We intend to dispose it off. After we've generated the waste, what are the clear strategy of number one? Collecting the waste, transporting the waste, doing something with the waste. Do we have such a plan, a coordinated plan, for instance? We may have it on paper. We may have it on paper, but in reality, it is missing. And something that I think that we need to talk about. So what did we used to have? And in my conversation with the PRO came, I pointed that to her. We used to have someone. Those of you who are matured enough, you knew how the someone thing helped in making our communities clean. Yes, it did not solve every problem. But I recall at the time, when the so-called, I don't know if in Kumasi that was how you were calling it, but in my area, when in the Bono region, that was how we call that was how we were calling them. So I don't know if that was the name you give to these people, but we used to call them someone. And when they are coming, it's like it's like military people are coming after you. You see people rushing to clean their areas, rushing to, do things. It was scary. We're scared of them. When you hear someone, but a lot of people will be jumping, will be running helter-skelter to ensure that things are put in orderly manner. That was those days. We said we were not civilized, we were not modernized at the time. Now that we've gone to school, we are well educated. Almost every family has a degree holder. We've gone to school, learned things, we've understood the impact of waste, how some civilizations are even profiteering from waste. We've learned all of these things. But in this modernized era, we've missed the point to the extent that now someone is a thing of the past. Now everybody does what he or she wants. Now everybody can generate waste, dispose it off anyhow, indiscriminately, put it in the gutter, go away. When rain is falling, dispose it off. Nobody seems to do anything to these people. How did we miss the point? It is only in Ghana that modernization means that stop doing the fundamental things you used to do, which was giving you results. We used to have someone, folks. Now, yes, we call them some names, environmental officers, but what are they doing currently? Are they doing the things that we used to see them do? So maybe we need to go back to that. Modernization does not mean change the things that we're working. Modernization means improve upon the things that we're working and introduce new things that it's going to work to make your environment look better, look cleaner, look orderly, look organized. That's what modernization should mean. But in our case, modernization means that whatever was giving you results then, stop it. Don't do anything. Be indifferent. Pretend as if you're working. Allow things to take care of themselves. Let's live haphazardly, carelessly. Nobody cares about anything. Anyhow, any way you want to collect waste, handle waste, do it. That's the kind of situation we are in now, folks. So check something. If you have generated waste, what happens? Now we are giving it to private people. I know I'm not saying it's bad. Pragya people. So the Pragya has now become the major, no, it's not Pragya, the Aboboya, right? That's how they call it. The Aboboya has now become the major means of transporting the waste. So ask yourself, what are the various assemblies doing? What's their strategy in transporting waste, for instance? Because the Pragya that are collecting the waste, we do know they have issues. Look at the state of these Pragya on our roads. Haven't you seen or come across bola that was left in the middle of the road before? Mark, haven't you seen that before? I've seen it on a number of occasions. I've seen bola in the middle of a road left because nobody was watching. So he would turn it.
This morning on the square.
The new road.
Yeah, the square new road to Ahunjo Junction, roundabout. There's one park there. At the middle, close to the traffic light, is spot and is there. The guys operating the Aboboya has left it. So I don't know whether they are going to find help and come or whatever the situation is. At the moment we are talking right now, it is at the middle of the road, close to the traffic light.
As at this time, there are a lot of examples like that. I have seen a couple of them. I've seen a number.
And they cause traffic.
So clearly you can say that this is not the best way of transporting waste. But we've looked on. And that has been the major, the normal means of transporting waste. My question is, and these people are collecting money.
Yeah, they are.
My question is, how is the assembly coordinating these activities? What's the role of the assemblies in the transport space or in the transportation of waste? Can't we have a strategy where it's well coordinated, where maybe the assemblies have a bigger vehicle, for instance, so that at every point in time they can say take 50 or say 20 of the waste produced by the Pragya, so that the transportation will be done in a more effective manner, for instance, in a more responsible manner, for instance.
Yeah.
But what we have is that we have left rickety Aboboyas, and the Aboboyas that are collecting the waste are rickety. It has to be rickety in nature to qualify to collect waste.
Yes. And even sometimes, even if it is moving, without it being spot and being at the middle of the road,
if another car
moves,
yes,
is you be at the back, the driver, you don't have patience.
And sometimes they will use some wooden things to make it.
Yeah.
And so it's not. So it's easy for it to turn over.
It stinks a lot when it gets poured close to where you.
Because they are not handling it properly. There's no, and I'm saying that assemblies have looked on for this to become the order of the day, and yet they are supposed to be the ones managing, coordinating the affairs of these assemblies. And waste is a major problem that every community, every area will have to deal with. My question is, what have they been doing? Should Aboboya become the major means of transporting waste? Is that sustainable? Is that better? So, for instance, a foreigner comes, he wants to come and invest in Kumasi. He comes to the airport, close to the roundabout, he see these rickety Aboboyas struggling to negotiate a cab. Sometimes they even fall. I've seen examples of them falling in the middle of the road, causing traffic, and the waste is there.
And the smell
And
is
people-
just
oh.
the whole area.
I
I
mean,
remember
this
that
is-
was it 2 weeks ago? I was going to Cars.
Yes. Mhm.
Then one hour got before from the after the overhead, the Asqua overhead, the entered the
Yeah.
next traffic. From there to where the incident happened, around the Total filling station, you could smell, and it was
Yes,
disgusting.
because I'm seeing why you can't manage waste as a nation, as an assembly. So we should leave it in the hands of. I'm not saying, but let there even be standards. So, for instance, these assemblies come buy the vehicles. Don't you have standards? Do you have a way of managing, supervising the activities? Should they be left to do whatever they want? No, I don't think that's the way to go. I think we need to have a proper way of dealing with sanitation in this country and in this region. What we have seen so far is not good. It's not proper. First of all, there's no responsibility. Nobody checks what
Nah, they don't.
whoever is doing.
They don't.
And sometimes there's no need to reinvent the wheel. What happened to the summon thing? Why? Is that not something that we can do? The environmental officers, are they no?
The summer there, those
Maybe-
days, yeah,
And they were passionate.
they were passionate about it.
They were concerned.
When they get
they were
you-
doing the job like. Yeah,
you feel it. When you get to you feel it.
I'm surprised why we've changed from that, and all of a sudden now Bola is everywhere.
Everywhere.
Our gutters are choked with with Bola.
We personally, we don't judge ourselves because someone just walking at the roadside when he's done taking their water or bottle with a bottle or either sachet or they are done eating, they just leave it.
I've seen-
you
and they
people
feel
see
comfortable.
them dumping it, but for them to just say, hey, go back and pick, they won't. They will just
And they are very comfortable. I've seen a lady, beautiful lady. She finished drinking the water. I'm like, how? I was shocked.
yeah,
I was really shocked that in this day and age, people find it convenient
oh yeah, they do.
to do that.
They do.
So, just like you said, I and somebody has sent me a picture of Abuboya carrying Bola.
Oh yeah, I do pass every day.
And Charlie, if you see the state of these Abuboyas, you are like, wow, what is this? So, number one, as for the generation, yes, we are generating the waste. I don't think we have a proper strategy of transporting the waste from our various homes or from a vantage point to a landfill site. That's one. Number two, even the landfill site as we have them, what's the strategy?
Not sure. They just dump it.
Dumping, no recycling, because they don't have, some of the assemblies don't have even the financial
To
capacity.
just pile up and the smoke will endanger the environment and keeps on.
So
That's
there's no proper recycling strategy. This is 2026.
when you go there right now, I'm sure that those dumping sites, when you go there, it's just full of smoke.
And we are told by the PRO for Kemi that for Kumasi, a lot of the assemblies are relying on the OT landfill site. Even in our development, we don't even think about, okay, we are going to generate waste. Where and how are we going to handle them? Almost all lands have been overtaken or have been taken for other things. We don't seem to even inculcate issues of sanitation in our developmental planning or physical developmental planning. Do you get the point? So it's just an afterthought. Okay, the people will generate Bola. Okay, let's find some. Okay, let's go and deal with it in this manner. So there's nobody sitting down to think that, okay, I'm the environmental officer of this assembly. The people are generating Bola. What can I do to manage this Bola?
They just dump
How?
it when-
What can I do to transport the Bola in a more appropriate manner?
'cause when they pass by you, you can. Now you can't.
Yes.
those
There's nobody sitting down to think about these things. So all of us are having to just watch and overlook these problems. And
we
I
take
think
it normal.
it's a big problem.
And it's becoming normal.
So
which is not.
the landfill site, what do we do in these landfill sites? Who checks what? How do we coordinate? How do we ensure that we reduce the prevalence of this waste? Number three, what is our strategy for dealing with plastics? Now, everything you buy is wrapped in plastics. mark. And these plastics are the very ones found in our gutters, found in our various communities, found in our homes.
Everywhere.
As a country, what's the strategy for dealing with plastics? You can't be a country knowing that plastics is becoming the order of the day and say, I don't have a strategy. Because I walk around, you see a gutter close by, somebody is selling food. You see the content in the gutter and you're like, wow.
And the person don't mind.
I'm telling you. I mean, the pictures that were going around at Dr. Mensah and where the bola, so pure water, bottled water, polythene, black, all kinds of things.
And people sit there, let me say, people sell there, people have shops in front of those vintage points.
Absolutely.
At least, don't just watch, act. Whenever someone is dropping something not right, hey, boss, come back, fix this, do this. But they won't. Oh, Aban is government. And
that is part of the problem. But I also think that as a nation, we need to look at plastic and say, what do we do with it?
We can recycle it.
No, but it's easier said than done. We seem not to be able to do it because we are not doing it. So, for instance, if you say it's attitudinal, okay, are they, first of all, the first thing you can look at is, are there options? If not plastic, what else? Can we be thinking around those lines? We give people, we pay people. We have Minister for Environment in this country. We have people who we give air conditioning vehicles to think and strategize.
We pay them.
So, can't you say, okay, I'm seeing a lot of plastics in my community. What's the plan? What do we do? What's the way forward? How are other civilizations, other countries dealing with plastics in Africa? Can't you go and say, okay, I want to go to Kenya or I want to go to Uganda and study, monitor. How is it that Uganda is very clean? How did Yoweri Museveni or how is whoever is Paul Kagame ensuring that his communities are clean? That you don't see plastic littered around? How is it that when I get to Kenya and I'm going somewhere, the airport, no, you see, when you come to Kumasi and you come to the airport, you will see examples of how we are as a people and how we are living. You may see a Abubu Yakari and it is what you say. Like you may see some ballers, some corner. You see somebody.
The airport roundabout, then you see one spot. Yes.
And you see some food joint on the gutter. And we be a fee, and we are there, we are okay, comfortable. And you see some trotro people, oh Charlie. And you see trotro mate cleaning the baller onto the road, and he's gone.
He's gone.
That's the kind of.
Nobody cautioned them.
So I'm saying that plastics. Can't we find alternatives? If we can't, can we ensure its usage is reduced? If we can't, can we recycle the ones we've used? If we can't, can we say, okay, we can use, okay, let's say if I'm going to buy food or I'm going to buy things at Milko, they have given me a big polythene. Next time if I'm going back to Milko, can I be educated in a way that I'll be reminded that, well, I don't need to go with bare hands. I can take my whatever plastic, whatever wrapper, and go and buy similar stuff in it and return. So that by so doing, I'm reducing the usage of plastics. And these are things that people have gone to universities to learn. They wrote exams, they passed. Some of them got A. They did 100% project. They gave ideas. They spoke about how they can deal with plastic, recycle, how they can. But
they have A.
You come to the ground and you're like, wow, what's happening? So I think that, the first thing we are saying that assemblies must take responsibility for our sanitation. If you are a chief executive of an assembly, one of your core duty is to deal with sanitation in your area. If you are a DC, if you are a municipal chief executive of Askori Mampong, go to Sawaba and see the gutters. Go to Abuabu and see where people are living. Go, Charlie, check the content of our gutters. Check what is in them. Check what we are doing with our environment. If you are KMA boss, go to CBD. Go to Edum, go to Dr. Mensah. Check for yourself. Do you get the point? If you are,
that's why it gets worse.
That is the point. So I'm saying that there must be somebody responsible. The assemblies, it is not everything that we are going to blame the central government. So why are you there, Chief? If you So why have you? Why were you struggling for the position?
We can't.
No, I can't come to KMA and there's filth and I'm going to blame JM. No.
Who is in Accra?
I have to first blame the people there. And then I'll come to the very people who are generating the waste, the citizens. How do you make the place basa and expect that somebody will come and clean for you? That I've paid, how taxmen out there? So because you paid...
That's the problem. Is our money I used to pay them, so you have to work. They have to work, so you have to just throw rubbish.
When the typhoid come, when the malaria come, when all the diseases come.
Is it coming for those who are cleaning? It's not for
So let's be a bit responsible as well. And this morning I'm targeting both the citizens and the leadership. And this one I'm not going to Accra. I'm staying in Kumasi. I'm staying in Kwabre. I'm staying in Asokore-Mampong. I'm staying in Asokwa. Because I think the problem is a local problem. And we need to find local solutions to these problems. Yes, there are things that the central government can do to give orders, to give directive. But the local people must take some bit of responsibility.
We dumping our refuse properly. But then we can hold the government or whoever is in charge accountable for not collecting them.
Absolutely.
But we citizens right now throw rubbish anyhow. So how do you hold the government? Because right now, for them to be able to gather all those rubbish, is going to need extra effort.
So the number one thing we are saying is that there must be a strategy. We must see it working. Assemblies must take responsibility. Please, Mr. Chief Executive, you are listening to me this morning. This attitude of pretending as if, no, do the work. There's sanitation crisis. Find a strategy. Engage your environmental officers. Speak to people. Find a strategy to make things work. Number two, we need to also find strategy for transporting the waste. I don't think the Abuboya thing is sustainable.
No, it's not sustainable.
Yes, you can have them, but they must be standardized. There must be some standard. They must be coordinated. And you must bring in some other means of transportation. It can never be just the Abuboya. No, that's not a proper, that's not how a developed civilization deals with sanitation. There must be a clear, effective strategy. Number three, we are saying at the landfill site, things must go on. You must invest in recycling. It's important. Number four, we are saying plastics are choking us up. People must think about either alternatives, either it's the reduction of its usage or, recycling. These are things that we must begin to consider. And we must have considered them long time ago, since 2015.
Before 2015. Sir.
And we talked about, and there are people who are knowledgeable in these areas. There are people who are better, advanced when it comes to these matters. They are in our assemblies. Smart people, gone to school, fine grades. Excellent people. Just put whatever theory you've learned in practice.
Just try.
That's all that we are saying. Just put, and let there be commitment. Let there be leadership. If people are found to have violated the laws, let there be punitive measures. Let's go back to to what we used to do. What happened? We've mentioned someone this morning. How come they were able to do the job, and now that we say we are developed, we are school, we are more enlightened, we seem to fail in these fundamental things?
Why did they stop those people?
I will have to go back. I don't know what happened.
At least they should give us the reason, because those people, oh God.
So these are the issues that we've raised this morning, and we can't say everything. We'll give you the opportunity to also come in this morning with your views. We've wanted to, or we wanted to talk about Ibrahim Mama, but Bolana is enough for us for today.
For the region.
The things that need to be done. Probably the baseline is that they don't have enough money. But as for sanitation is so important for the health of the community. So it should be taken as a priority, like an ambulance system. Put more people on the street, employ more people, use the 24-hour economy strategy. And let's get going. You don't need to be procrastinating and delaying on issues. So the solution, so we work that way. That's my idea. Probably the government should pump more money into the assemblies to make sure they deliver. Otherwise, the population will not be healthy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us this morning. You can also be part of it on our. You can be part of our conversation this morning on 0541 022318. 0541 022318 is the number to call us on. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling me from. Yes, Nanajiman, talk to me.
Alfa, I've been listening to you on this topic, and I'm angry as you are because these our leaders fly out of the country to other countries. They see how well that country manages their waste, but then they come here and they are like, we don't care. What happens to happen? But Alfa, a country like China, Chinese people are here destroying our land and our water bodies. But then in their country, they build a system where they themselves buy the waste and convert that waste into energy. And the residual of that waste, they use it in developing the roads, making roads. So why can't we go there and bring those people and their intelligence here, build the same factory in Ghana, let them run it for 10 years. After 10 years, it becomes the property of the government, and train people to know how to maintain and run it. And let's stop this boiler. When we send it to the dam site, what do? They just burn it. And that's all. Can we learn something like how to use this waste to produce something else? And look at we are about to approve a bill for re-registration of SIM or something. Can that money be used for this? Isn't this important than re-registration of SIM? But look at how we are managing it. Since they will get some petrol to job. Let me let you forward.
Thank you very much, Nanajman, for joining our conversation this morning. That's the solutions that Nanajman is proposing. And you realize that a lot of our listeners have been proposing solutions. So it's not as if we are just pontificating. No, we are just complaining. And these solutions, we know that authorities know. Because they are very smart people. Just that commitment to do them. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes.
Yes. Contribution to the sanitation issue.
Okay, please, your name.
Yes, my name is Nimatu.
Okay, Nimatu. Asukariman, talk to me, sir. Hey, talk to me.
Yes. Can we say is the upbringing that is part of the waste issue, and then the responsibility as citizens? Let me now go far. There's assemblies going around during this sanitation month. Can you imagine, Alfa? I don't know where you come from, but as a Korean, the staff of the assembly will come out. They are cleaning in front of a house. Then somebody will just walk out with a trash and dump it to them and walk in. You talked about summer. These environmental health officers, they used to summer. But in our communities, we're also having something called communal labor. Every weekend, people will come out there. The chief will let the linguists be the gong, and everybody will come out clean. These days, what do we see? State is spending money to do cleanup, and in front of your house, you are the one who generated the trash. They are inside. In front of your shop, you are the one who generated the trash. You open your store and you are sitting there. People they've left their homes. They've come to you. They are cleaning and you won't take part. Zoom Lion, just here, Burkina Faso. I watched a documentary. Zoom Lion is there working. They practice segregation of waste.
Mm-hmm.
What do we see in Ghana? They claim they are waste managers, yet they are waste collectors. Can we develop this as a state that we should do waste segregation? If we do waste segregation, these landfills that we are talking about, assemblies are not responsible, they are not having it, they are doing blah, 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 will not help.
Okay.
Segregation is the best practice. Somebody said in China, they do whatever, they use waste in building roads and other things. If they are not segregating, you think they can develop it? They can use the waste to develop a road.
Okay. Thank you,
No.
Nimot.
So let's be responsible.
Okay.
Our children, let's start teaching them. Because you will see somebody, an elderly person walking by the roadside, the person will drink water and chew. The person will throw the polythene away. There was a time somebody did that, and I asked, oh, Alfa, me patrol for why? Then he said, oh, zoom line, I was so angry, I got pissed off, and I called one of the assembly's environmental health officers to summon the guy.
Thank you.
How much do you pay Zoom Lion that you expect the Zoom Lion to come and pick that polythene that you threw away?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
When we were accepting these people with sachet production, as a country, did we look at the sustainability of it? We just immediately allow everybody to start producing pure water and all that, not knowing the end result. These are the issues.
Thank you, Nimatu. Because of time, thank you very much for your submission. I mean, you can testify to the wonderful submissions that have come in. We just hope that all of us will take responsibility. I mean, because the Ebola issue is becoming a problem. I move around and I monitor places, environments, and I'm like, wow. We are really messing ourselves up. Good morning.
Hi, Alfa.
Yes. Yes, talk to me, sir.
Alfa, I think that sanitation is a serious issue that we are all encountering. And I think that the segregation issue that we have to talk about, I think the rubber industry is doing a bit, but it's a high time. This is a global issue. It's global issue to the sense that the rubber, to understand, some countries have even banned rubber, the rubber packaging and all that. And I heard President Mama also alluded to that, and he said that something that we are thinking about, so to also ban the rubber, the rubber packaging and all that. So I said it's a global issue. And with this, let me give a thumbs up to Ben Abdel of the MC of Asakol Mampo. I mean, he is doing his bit. He is doing what he can. And because the first thing that he tackled upon our zoning office was about the sanitation. And we've been having some of these, we've been having a cleanup exercise. Let me tell you one thing that happened in one of our cleanup exercises. You see, we were cleaning on the street together with Abdullah, the MC himself. And one of our cleaners, those who were part of the cleanup exercise, was tasty. He was given a sachet water. And after he had drank the water, he then dropped the sachet behind us where we have already cleaned. Then, Abdullah, the MC, saw it and said, in fact, they will do my hair. Of course, look at those who are part of the cleaning up exercise. They themselves are littering right at where we have cleaned. So we've got a lot of work to do. So, I mean, to him, for instance, I think, often as like I was saying, some gutters that were choked have been cleaned, and some sanitation warders have been going around doing all that they can to make sure that we don't litter our streets. And also one of the things that he's going to, he has discovered of setting up is, putting some bins on our streets so that it will have, because some people, for instance, when I go to town, like Edu, for instance, if I don't go with a car, I buy something like a sachet water or even a bottle of water, and after drinking, I don't know where to drop it. So sometimes I take it right to where I park and drop the car until I get to a better place. I mean, where the bin is. Then I drop it in it, and that is the same thing that my children have also emulated that. So
Okay.
when they finish drinking water and it, they don't drop it anywhere. So these are some of the things that we have to educate ourselves and to know that the sanitation. I mean, we all know that cleanliness is next to godliness. Is that not it?
Thank
We
you.
the Muslims and the Muslims and the Christians, we all know that. I think we are doing something contrary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bedu, for your contribution this morning. It's taking the time. It's 51 minutes after 8. We can still pick your calls on 0541 022318. 0541 022318. Don't forget, you can also send me a WhatsApp message on 059 39 32993. 059 39 32993. I'll be happy to hear your thoughts this morning on the show, as and when you do come through. We have been talking about the quote and unquote baller conundrum. It's a big problem, and we are urging all assemblies to really think carefully and find concrete solutions to this issue. If not, it will become a much more bigger issue. It has to start from you, you listening to me. I mean, do things differently. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Me too.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, good morning.
Mike Nijin. Alfa, I was a because the communities in baby wanna we come on Gatano, especially. A more fucking Elia do on Tinkum. To more moons, so more training so to no mushie ball a good gatters nimna choki. Witimi ko obitimi boka ebie so ma obiti mu ma bola we say abobo ya afọ no befa and so still nsuo to awa o take ma na wugina ho a no obi ye and especially nsuo bi na ededa ye elia no ebi toilet na mu won nsuo to anu wa bie na fam sa nsuo na sa akobom Emma we say balekese dam no mo yemi esano mo intini esre ani mani de Ghana nyini ya yentu ye hofu nye da bia satankas fo na saman fo first no say de afa wo kan no mo wo ho wo sa tam mo chi wa court na be kwa wie ba yesi no ense dani tan ni ntu obi a ye de ope yesere ya mpanyifo ne se nenim diaba China for ni su rovers no eno omode ye plastic chairs omusa di ye rover ye aya nkasa ye didim omode ye nneema bebre so ade nti na se de menua bi ba wo ka ye nkosua na ye momma na mo metre ye na mboa na development enkoso mai da bia bora afa ni nyamenya adwuma.
That's it. Thank you very much, Kobe, for your contribution this morning. So as I was saying, it needs to start from us individually. How do you handle waste? You know how you do it. You know you need to improve. Please improve. And ask the other person around you to also improve. And then we can put pressure on authorities to also do what they're supposed to do. I'm sure if all of these things were to be done, the situation will clearly improve. Good morning.
Good morning, Alfa.
Yes, please, your name and where you're calling me from.
This is Upstar from Abokwa.
Upstar Abokwa, talk to me.
Yeah. Alfa, I don't pay your mom my friend in our castle on the pepe. Now, You said this same way me taika. I am not sometimes we share how you misplace priorities now because you cannot paint your nice building on a filthy compound. When the environment is dirty, you don't paint monumental projects. That is my personal view. Because in the hierarchy of governmental organogram, DC is as if we're not calling, so I'm also challenges on mobile actual. I always said the original level executives of the government and also confronting. I'm also the culture say national. Everybody is sitting aloof, waiting for something to come from above before they work. But the work is on the ground. Alpha, the number of Juma or Dia Ketia and San Washer Jumase. We hear Juma Nivi and San Wenya Ketia. Ghana, you see a underground drainage system. Yeah, Upingata. The term contract, the amount one person, the whole Ghana, soon cleaning. On also when assembly we have sanitary officers, inspectors, tanker. For more, there are tankers for Lampo for they work, Papa. But the upper go to container shops in Nasifon. They go there.
Okay.
But they are sitting there not doing actively because bureaucracies need diplomacies or be our interest or baby. And I say on mine. The gutters now your opinion. It needs to be drained. I was saying this action your literature toilet. Actually near cleaning, send your buyer in so better be free flow. Because at the end of the day, you entirely all the compound into and yes I could tell a friend soon and yes. And so you know to sometimes I may wonder at the school no more feed them kusia and I said no so much. This is worrisome. In this modern day and age, we are battling cholera, we are battling typhoid. Yes, I echo in Tuntum. We are creating businesses for foreign countries. We have simple sanitation. One where the days are now we are also around one environment. Be crime a country, and then even I so Alpha and foul. And someone make it. And when you're Alpha, no, this is not about prayer. People are getting, excuse me to say, more people are getting, excuse me for a better lack of a better word, stupid by the day. Normal people don't even know what they like I said, lack of a better word. I stand to be corrected. Because the normal person doesn't even know what to do, especially people who have gone to be employed, don't even know their responsibilities. Why? You are enjoying the benefits of the work, but you are not doing the work. But at the end of the day, you want your benefits to come before you work. How does this work?
Thank you very much. Important question. You want you are enjoying the benefit of your work. Meanwhile, you're not doing the work, and you want to benefit from the work. It's a very interesting question, isn't it? Oyster called us from Abuaka. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, me too. Wanna pay?
That is it.
Me adu me hoya na say.
Jenny Jenny Galate.
Was your pa?
Kaja da mkiano. Na I want to kai wo ata go su I want kai. Aba. Abigya me kai so wo ata wo dire Ghana ho ata wa ngasa oni pedia. Ubekasa aba obeya kompo. Sanitation say afa wa ka. Aba mama sorry yeah. A big Kumasi for 85 na big Kumasi no. Abu Pelele na eda hon. Na enyi ma you that kwane your consult just around the bay. Omu ye consult in the bridge na what Pelele da ya abu hon. Am say abu bi. Nsua ye ma fa ayi da. Aso ebe ba 90s na 2000 ye dey pay Saturday that time you show ukokroma. Amona ye ton no ye dey anworo muso nu anworo ma be onwuram. And that's a body I know to come on. And then you are not a tough one pro. And now they are not crashing.
Yeah, I'm Pampa. Nadia, I'm buying a Timo watching it. Come on.
No, why I say Bobby, not to say the Bafa. I know you did it.
Mekaipa, come with you.
Sir, I saw
Nancy Granny be more, but and general
no, we are not the crash show. We say video, no video. I go over. So, I did not have to lay there. The town, and near for the best 2,000 practical in the pen. And near that, the see about Abu Bas was just on the city to go in now. And she took a crab idea, practical Dawson. So, and any panel, I'm saying very last year, the 2 years back. Came for the that way I can check a see the closing of them. I want to get my boy. Omu prefer
no more pressure.
Roma here. I'm the other good. What can you know for be a watch on your best of one and who can say, or money man, yes, support of mine. Abanicas or Bayad deny, now or money support. Abadan and I say Iran. Omu you have to go up what you say, yeah, do not tell me Queen. Omu say, come out one gatao. So, okay, and the enemy Pania support of an there's nothing I can do. And yes, support. Yeah. So be I to from who are property and I told you not to go. Probably I had to one what to for such a rubber to from because of far. What would the all going on you be our grandchildren? Now support to the all deep one. Your problem, you know. Now for Gagami, I will print the couple by for Gagami a year not here. What is no bandits? And if I know honor support to one artist. And the anybody support to the government.
Mate, thank you. Medase. Thank you very much, Mr. Taji, for you joining us this morning. We'll take just 2 calls and then we'll start our in-studio conversation. But if you want to be part, you can still call me or you can still send me a message or you can still send me a voice note. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling me from?
Alfa, this is Abdurrashid.
Abdurrashid, talk to me, sir.
Yes. And this issue of sanitation is, I don't know, about Kumasi City, particularly Kumasi City. It gets worse every day. I don't know, over years. I remember the ending of 90s. My brother was a driver with the KMA. They were like people who collect the refuse overnight and then dump them. At a point in time, I had to help him in the night. We could see that the city was, the sanitation in the city was, in fact, excellent. They cleaned the cities overnight before the next morning. But now, when you go around the city, daytime and see litter everywhere, dumping site everywhere. In fact, over the year, the politics they play today is what is making these matters worse. But I blame not only the politicians ourselves, but I blame the traditional rulers as well. At a point in time, I had a project outside this Ghana, and I was at a place where, traditional leaders, they had to work together with authorities over security issues. And the way they brought initiatives, the traditional leaders, they brought initiatives that were even doing better than the government. You see, so if we still have our traditional leaders sitting with us, and they see these things going, we ask ourselves, what do they do? What do they say? Because I tell you, Alfa, if these people say something, even the government shakes. If these people come out with initiative, collaborate with the assemblies, the municipal assemblies, I think this will be more effective than what we are expecting.
Okay.
But I don't know. Alfa, just sit down and think, what are these traditional rulers doing? Are they just there for levies? Are they just there sitting down, taking the thrones, or what? I don't know exactly what they do. So maybe, I don't know, whether they think their duties are limited to only just sitting at their palaces or what. They have to come out. They have to come out with, since this thing is getting out of hand. The government is not saying anything. The government is not any active about it. The people cannot do, me and you are just talking, we can't do anything about it. Let us talk from now till December. We can't do anything about it because you don't have the power. You don't have the authority to authorize your colleague, your friend, do this. You cannot.
Thank you.
So until these people start acting, then we can do something. So all this we are just talking.
Thank you very much. That's our job. Let's do it, because sometimes the solutions come from thinking, talking, and then you get to doing. So it's a process. We cannot stop talking because they are not doing. We'll keep talking so that they will do. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and where you're calling me from?
I'm around here from Panama.
Can you raise your voice a bit for me so that we can hear you clearly?
Hello.
Yes, Abrant here, right?
Yeah, please.
Talk to me, sir.
Alfa, good morning once again.
Good morning.
About the sanitation issue, very, very, very disappointing. I realized one thing in my head.
Right, I said, voice no, a phone pound, wouldn't Pejamuka Kramas, and never a TV with me to the Okan. Right?
But over there. Okay. They heard you no more, your margin, more count. Majority of them is why we just started now. But don't put it declared this is the one. Of which this is some your man is from put on the bobo no more over their yeah. Of the one get no more. You go you won't tell my dream in your noon. Now, yeah, said, I didn't hear you, my sorry, no past victory. A call as harbor. Obi to him and lose who sent it the Diake. What up? In our bottom difference, the only difference is that most stuff for Magianity. They basically been ready and it is sanitation issue in the written up for SWAT. Yard Guinea say it's soon as said, and yes, a summer. As a sad general, yes, the central government. A buying on my boy. M1. So, give me about whole cast of traditional leaders. One of the cities and the town in Ghana, or so. I don't know whether it's in the Bronx region or another. If Netanyahu after it, what I say, the Pierre went for this year to form. Oh, I will go to see you. It is a boy. Now, as I can say, traditional leaders, they are close to way. Obeying the apostle grounds they can see.
Okay.
Ama, what young fool? Ama, doing what the whole female could say, look at the Olata run. I said, look at the my body kumwa. It is a bad woman. They may wait 10 men again. Witnessing everything.
Medasi Abrante, thank you very much for your thought this morning. Let's pick our last caller, and then we'll bring the phone call segment to an end. The number is 0541 022 318. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, my profile.
Sir.
Happy Easter. Now, where are they?
Yamedo me huya mizuma fio mitio.
One way popular.
Roman father, Anna.
Yo, and no credit. I'm saying I say, my brother, I'm so open and I bet for us.
I mean, oh, he come up at 13.
Tell me, Monica,
Minitio.
When him, my main for the cases is what I say, and I'm more police commander, TCOP, what I could do. When him say, Papa, we know, as you my papa, and year what anti memoir or by so obey a police commander, Hano. Nakopo, one channel. What's that me on? I know sometimes now. You do pass sentiment by Yetuma. Now you don't hear to me. When you mean what boss on your assassin, which out a sentiment soon coward. So what you say? It's my memoir about so now Memo Kizuba, 60 million so about so now Coca one. Tell my war about Santa Redding, Coca, and the Wusuban Pension, so my men fan Takate more, so on the coach, so Chama. Young kind of Quenfanterem. Ama, on my own. And then he has a back and forth to not also. Now, your best politicians, Roma for the medical people. So, almost a book, no man is a Becca Crabato conform to two. And I've always a battle a baffle. It's your best. Institutions, you know, or make it so police is from a day ban, or Mamma Yetuma. No, to move forward to because 24 hours economy. So, if we say, for quoting, despite a move. Any effort of the black man money, Catapra Comonia Diadeno. Any Ellen Brewer, Monia Diadina, say, come we take a war, and a year Juma. So, take a 24 hours economy, can look on a simple. Because Mom chance will be a bicha, and no be quoi, Brewer, and a war, Coca Cola, will be one of Pano upon, no be a query, no upon, no be so night. by some institutions when doom so easy for a Ponya within the Ghana, Roma for the second film.
Roma for that, I don't pay any sanitation as Semo Krum. They were
no, but my mechanical sanitation means some money, but and you may be held Ghana. I am ya. No, now, Bola, no, I can't question there. The letter no, or you know, I can't a commercial for a Zoom lion, you know. Your best friend. The Mamufon so any you can because then you can clown the party. But piano with the Mulaniku.
Okay.
When I have free cocoa board, one fruit after Uba couldn't mula guisted, but Piamula. But the Casamina with this system will assess the canoso, and can 2 Mulani Basaba and Catas can submit my video.
Mirasi.
And I don't want to give it to
Mirasi. Thank you very much.
Leader, or better put authority. Let you what you may get to my soul and your Ghana.
Mirasi.
Menya, you get a question that I'm thinking for so. I do my Ponya Musala Mudi or Ghana and so Musu.
Mirasi, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Let me listen to this voice note and then we'll start our conversation in the studio.
Alfa, good morning. I'm not with you. Alfa, I say Ghana now. Yes, here the politics is better. Children, ebe you ne be chill rough. Alfa, I say Bahrain kakreya away. Alfa, Bahrain so. Na nyama gua kwemu ne. Alfa, I say baby am wo baby town am wo industrial area. Alfa, I say how are you see your garbage no? Yetibi ko ye bola baby 2 bola gun yetibi 2 bola gun sa menti wo kona ye ma fa gu form wo de fa gu around ade be chi na ye be sa resume adwuma wo ba kona ni ho no ya sa ko replace different one. I don't care who is taking care of this thing, but I think say everything is in place. What's we cleaning and safra na ade ayede action by Ghana no what dey wa imagine no. You see your co school kakra no mo kire say money is buying and selling of goods and services and I say exchange of this thing. After telling me idea ukoto ball egu a wodi sky de eye. When go to body any manchi 10 cedis e medina de eche me fa 5 cedi enko dispose waste no. Enya possible. Enti ade de emfa kwan bi so na say ye be emfa ni waste a ye be de ye be clear da nyama no we emra like taxes waste be and I say indirectly tax be ade bi ase when in dala utua bet eno de dey clear say you know unhu say utua bet eno da bi emaklom be de ebete ba me scientist kan ko to ball and tumbu a me da me twie o ba me na na bia o tie akira o kura.
Okay, this one says that good morning. The heat is very high. Standard this morning.
Oh,
okay. This one says, please be calm because I'm watching you live on YouTube. I can see. Okay, you're thinking that I'm not furious. I'm just passionate. On the show, we are passionate people. We are not furious. Okay, thank you very much, Pakwesi, for your message this morning. Let's start the conversation in studio. Mr. Jones, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, my brother.
Kofi, good morning.
Alpha, good morning.
I believe we are all great.
By the grace of God, we are fine.
Great. Let's talk about the issues on the table. Kofi.
Alpha.
The issue of conflict of interest has become a topical issue because of EMPs. The fact that EMP has secured Daman mines?
Daman mines.
Yeah, lots of people are saying, immediately President Muhammad came into office, looks as if all the strategic assets are going to his brother. And some are saying, well, these were the people who condemned Ken Ofori-Atta for his involvement in government bonds, even though Data Bank was a very much reputable financial institution. The tables have turned, and you're doing the same, and you are seeking to defend it. So some are asking the question, why do politicians do this all the time? Same defense, same issue, you defend it, and situation changes, then they are making different arguments. In 10 minutes, where do you stand on this Daman issue?
Before I start, good morning to you, good morning to my brother. Good morning to our cherished listeners too. We thank God that we are alive today to have these discussions again. So, my greetings to everybody. ENP, or Engineers and Planners, and Damai. Alpha, before we even dive into the details, let's pause and ask ourselves a simple but very important question. Why the MPP is so much accusing the EMP, Engineers and Planners, why they are so much fixated on it? And when you pause and you look at it closely, it feels like a witch hunt, which is not aimed at putting Ghana first or protecting Ghana's mineral resources, but such is aimed at undermining a successful Ghanaian businessman who is investing right here in Ghana and empowering thousands of people, creating jobs for, thousands of youth. We have to answer that question first, because their actions suggest that their actions, when you look at their actions, you clearly see that it's a witch hunt. It is not something that they are putting Ghana first, or they are saying they are interested in protecting Ghana's mineral resources. It is a clear witch hunt. And I must also say this clearly here and boldly, that the MPP's opposition to anything progressive in this country, or anything progressive in this country is historical. For example, you look at even Ibrahim Mahama, they have a long-standing dislike, some will call it hatred, towards Ibrahim Mahama or the Mahama family. If it were other, the companies that bid for for Daman mines, if it were any other company that got the opportunity, will they still hold the same position that they are holding today? So these are the questions that I want us to even look at before we can even dive into the details. So it's a clear witch hunt. They have run to town shouting conflict of interest, which I have hard time, finding. I cannot establish any conflict of interest in this. The conflict of interest is not something shrouded in secrecy. It is not something that you have to struggle to establish. The Constitution is very clear. In fact, particularly Article, the 1992 Constitution, Article 285, sorry, Article 284 is very clear on it. And you ask the question, and it uses the word public officer. You should not be in a position that your personal interests conflict with your duties or performance as a public officer. And that begs the question, is Mr. Ibrahim Mahama a public officer? Oh, is he a public officer? Mr. Ibrahim Mahama is a Ghanaian businessman, a private, and Engineers and Planners is a separate entity and is a private, business organization. So their attempt and misguided, efforts to create the impression that there is a conflict of interest is nothing to write home about. It's just a long-standing, deep-seated hatred they have towards Mr. Ibrahim Mahama. And you see, their opposition to anything progressive in this country is historical. Like I told you, when we go back to the annals of history, it was this same mindset that opposed the struggle for independence. And it is this same mindset of the MPP that resisted the drafting of the 1992 Constitution. And we are seeing it today. So you have to observe the pattern. We are seeing today that we have a case that an indigenous company, which has even worked with Goldfields for years as a contractor, and they know mining inside out. And in fact, their relation with Goldfield at Damai has given them the head start, or if you like, an opportunity to know the geological conditions of that place. So it's not, they are Engineers and Planners is not a newcomer into the mining industry. They have done mining in this country for a very long time. So, as I was saying, it is a personal grudge mixed with politics. Because in the first place, this should not even be politics. It should not be politics.
I wanted to ask a question, but I'm just tempted to, because you've mentioned that Article 284 states who can more or less be a victim or can create a conflict of interest situation. But I just wanted to ask that you know that the Constitution as well also vests natural resources
to the president.
To the more or less he keeps it in trust on behalf of the Ghanaian people.
Yes.
Now, conflict of interest also could mean that if you have a family member, a friend, a colleague who is amongst competing or interested parties for a particular deal or thing or opportunity, the argument by some in principle is that because your friend or a family member is among those competing, the likelihood is that you may favor that family member. You may favor him because of the blood relations, and that could deny the country value for money. That could be an opening for corruption. It could be an opening for bias. You may not be objective in your assessment, in your analysis, and in the conclusion that this one deserves this contract. This makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
You see, we should not try to manufacture conflict of interest when none exists. The Constitution is very clear. In the first place, we have to even establish the case first. Mr. Ibrahim Mahama is not a public officer. I understand that he has a relation with the president. But it is not the president who was bidding for Damai Mines. The Constitution is very clear that a public officer, and he's not a public officer. So I see all these things to be an attempt to tarnish the image.
I was just asking in practical terms. I'm the president. You are my brother. There is a contract to be given for mining activity. Jones is not my brother. You are my brother. I am the president. It's vested in my hands. I have agents who are working under my supervision. Practically, do you think if you come,
Alpha,
and I'm coming, if you come and Jones come for the same opportunity,
there's no problem if your brother has the technical know-how, the equipment, the financial muscle, the expertise to manage a state asset to the admiration or to meet the expectation of the state. There's no problem. As long as there is no conflict of interest or the processes do not violate, the tendering processes do not violate any law. There's nothing wrong with that. People may raise that concern, but the laws are there. If MPP actually claim or actually feel that there is a case of conflict of interest, the courts are there. They should go there and get the issue resolved.
No, you see, the thing about conflict of interest and all of those issues is that sometimes it is not backed by concrete evidence. But I'm saying, you see, in this country, we've come to realize that there are two kinds of courts. Court of competent jurisdiction and court of public opinion. And sometimes the decision or verdict of public opinion, the court of public opinion, could be very damning. It may come in the future. But if there is belief, perception, because in law, lawyers will tell us that justice must not just be done. It must be seen to be done. So what the people see, if there is an impression that, this person is getting all of these because of his relations with the president, it may have an impact. So you don't just dismiss it on that. But you have to.
Four companies bid. There was there were a criteria, and some of the company, I think Maripoma, Vortex Resources, mining group, and and Maripoma, they were disqualified at the preliminary stage because of they were not able to meet certain, requirements. But engineers and planners and health resources, what's the name? Health Goldfields Limited, they managed to get to the final state. But engineers and planners had they have access financing up to $500 million. But Health Goldfield could not meet that target. So clearly, engineers and planners emerged.
Which I have heard the company refute. That.
Well, I've not.
I've seen a story. I can check it out.
I've not seen. But I'm saying that if there is a case of, but the cause can,
deal with these matters.
Yes.
So they should go to court.
They should go to court. Instead of going to town shouting conflict of interest when we struggle to find one.
I've just remembered what Azilun Ketia said about who can go to court though. It's fine.
So
wrap up for me and then.
So in a nutshell, what I would say is that one, the MPP has a long-standing dislike towards the Mr. Ibrahim Mahama or the Mahama family. Yes. And we also know that historically, they have never, supported anything progressive in this country. Okay. They have always stood in our way. They have always been an obstruction, an albatross. Anytime Ghana wants to make a progress, engineers and planners will create jobs upon acquiring diamond mines, will create thousands of jobs for thousands of youth. So you should be questioning yourself why the MPP are so much concerned about it. You talk about job creation, but an indigenous company, how many indigenous companies do we even have in Ghana here? Like fully owned indigenous companies. But we have a case that these engineers and planners are employing citizens.
Okay.
The investments that will come out of it will remain in Ghana here.
Let me go to Jones. Jones, in the next 10 minutes, why are you crying wolf? When Ken Uvuyata was getting all the deals, you people were defending. He said, yes, he can do the job. Experience. He has been in the business for a very long time. Now the same thing has been done and you've changed to opposition. People are asking, what's the principle? Why? Let me hear you in the next 10 minutes.
Alfa, a very good morning to you. And I'm so amazed to see my brother here trying to defend this rot in our politics today. John Dramani Mahama and his people grossly defending issues of conflict of interest, which is articulated in Article 284 of the 1992 Constitution, which prohibits public officers from placing personal interest in the allocation of contracts. John Dramani Mahama is the president of Ghana, and he has bequeathed this great asset to his brother. And our brothers here are here happy, defending that all these assets should go to the brother of John Dramani Mahama. I know our listeners are listening, our viewers are viewing, and they are making their own judgments. This is a sad moment for the people of Ghana. Today, if Akufo-Addo were to be president and Gabi Ochedakon were to hand over his private jet to Akufo-Addo, we would have heard the kind of news that the media will send this country, the level of news that we hear in this country. John Dramani Mahama has been using the private jet to travel outside this country. And all the cost is borne by this government, the NDC government. And today, they have been silent about how much has been spent on the president's visits on the private jets. We are all here and we are all quiet. These are happening in our country. Now, this is not news, my brother. You remember when John Dramani Mahama was leaving office
in the year 2000. He lost election in the year 2016. He lost election in December 2016. By 24th of December, about 2 weeks to hand over power.
He was still the president, though.
Yes, to hand over power to the MPP government. He handed over all the resources in Yinahini to his brother. The NPP came, the issue was sent to courts, and the government of Ghana secured judgment that it was unfair for John Dramani Mahama to hand over the assets of this country to his brother. And his brother was Ibrahim Mahama. Today, John Dramani Mahama has come again. And we are all seeing what he is doing. Bequeathing all the natural resources of this country to his brother. And you are here defending this rot in our country. My brother, imagine the whole of the black voter, upper west area, all the gold reserves have been bequeathed to the brother of John Dramani Mahama. It has not ended. Now remember that the African Development Bank that supported, that gave financial assistance to engineers and planners. The chairman of the board chairman of the African Development Bank is the finance minister. These things are happening, and nobody wants to question this. And we're here. The minority was raising questions, red flags about the demand deal. That possibly it looks as if they are making arrangements to hand over the Daman gold mine to John Dramani Mahama's brother. When Goldfields Limited, when the time was about to end, the government of Ghana decided to discontinue with the deal. And the government of Ghana was so quiet. The minority raised the red flags that it looks as if John Dramani Mahama is making arrangements to hand over the Daman mine to his brother. We all heard it in news. The minority was talking about that because the government of Ghana was so silent. It was the responsibility of the government of Ghana to make it open that henceforth the government of Ghana is not going to continue with the deal with Goldfields Ghana Limited. So whoever is interested should come on board. The minority raised this red flag. And now today, it has come to reality that the Daman Natural Reserve gold mine has been handed over to John Dramani Mahama's brother. What kind of conflict of interest is this? And you know no shame, NDC people, condemning issues of conflict of interest. People who only bore a name Ado or Akufo were accused as family members of former President Akufo-Addo, and that there is something like conflict of interest. There was one security officer by name something Akufo. She has no relation with Akufo-Addo. They were saying that the woman has been promoted because she is a relative of Akufo-Addo. Let's call a spade a spade. What the government is doing today is not fair. It's not being fair to the people of Ghana. You are bequeathing all natural resources in this country to your brother. The process of giving the contract to your brother are not clear.
But there was a committee that looked into the issues, assessed the capacities, and of course
my brother, you are talking about a committee.
Affairs by.
You are talking about a committee. Now, one of the complaints was denied, and the grounds was that it doesn't have the capacity, financial capacity, to be able to handle such a mine. The company has come to diffuse whatever was said by the NDC government. It was a lie, because they were making arrangements to hand over the mine to John Dramani Mahama's brother. What name do you expect me to use for John Dramani Mahama? He is no other person than a scammer. John Dramani Mahama has come here to scam Ghanaians. And you know, he's not coming to contest again. And what we are seeing today is just the beginning. Create, loot, and share, and make a whole lot of money so that when he goes home, he shares with his family.
Don't you think it's an opportunity to help indigenous companies?
Nobody has.
And if you have a Ghanaian company that has proven that they have the capacity, why not? You give them the opportunity.
You see, nobody has any problem, but we are looking at the processes in which this is taking place.
Okay.
Now, it is clear that John Dramani Mahama is giving all the assets of this country to his brother. Now, I gave you an example. When Mahama was leaving, he did a similar thing. He gave everything to his brother, secretly. Without any better arrangement, he gave everything to his brother. This thing was reversed. He has come again. And now, see, I've been telling you guys, you people, that the John Dramani Mahama that we knew, that corrupt John Dramani Mahama, who was voted out of power in 2016 because of his level of corruption, this same person has resurfaced again. And there's nothing new about him. There's nothing new about him. So now, it is up to we the Ghanaians. Now everything is glaring at us. We are watching everything live. And what we are seeing today is just the beginning. More things are unfolding. Now imagine the government that has awarded 101 contracts under big push. 81 of them are sole sourcing. And the rest are not through competitive bidding. It is through selective tendering. Selective tendering. That one is even more serious than even sole sourcing. And we are all watching all these things. Just imagine, my brother, it is so painful. Just 1.5 years in government, the man is gone to his brother. 1.5 years in government. And the whole of the black voter, Upper West area, handed over to one person. Why? What at all does John Dramani Mahama want for the people of Ghana?
Thank you. That's the thought of Jones. He's not happy with what's happening. I don't know what you think. If you are a listener, what do you make of what's happening? Do you think it's a clear case of conflict of interest, or this is a clear case of an indigenous company having the capacity to do something and the government acknowledging same and giving them the opportunity to do so? It's 38 minutes after 9. You can join me with your messages and we'll read them for you. We have 20 minutes to go, and we'll use that, no, not up to 20, but we'll manage to make it 20. We'll use that to deal with both rebuttals, and then also we'll deal with, but I'll give, I'll try and see if I can give Kofi 1 minute after all, because this one he will have to start again. Kofi,
Alpha.
Sachet water, transportation. Now a transportation company have increased their fares. DPRT indicated to us that they are considering. Sachet water people said they were considering it, but I think as at this morning I heard from their leadership saying for now they will try and absorb whatever. So it looks as if a lot of people want to increase, which then means cost of living is likely to go up. Do you have any view on this?
Yeah, but before that, my brother has used some words to describe the whole process, that the president has bequeathed Dama mines to his brother. In other words, it means that he has willed us in his personal possession to Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, which is not fair. Mr. Ibrahim Mahama and his competence and the site. Oh yes, we must lay bare the facts. It is his competence, and I told you the process. He scored about 93 points something.
He should have even scored 100%.
So you see, he has shown the financial muscle to acquire the site. So it is unfair to sit here and say that the president has willed.
He didn't use that word.
No, but he said bequeath. But
so you can stick with it.
But it's unfair. It's unfair to say that. It's unfair to say he has earned it. It's unfair to say that. In fact, Alpha.
Yes.
You see, the processes to acquire Dama mine started way back somewhere 2023. when Goldfields indicated that plans were underway to exit the place. In fact, I was just going through a letter here, but I'm trying to find the actual letter on Joy News to report it on my Joy Online.
Just 1 minute.
You see, it is my time. Whatever I decide to do with it, it's not your concern. So, on March 12, 2024, the ministry issued a document in response to Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed's. Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed has written to the ministry expressing interest in acquiring the Damai mines.
Okay.
And the ministry wrote back to Mr. Ibrahim Mohammed. The letter was signed by Professor Patrick K. Agbensi, if I don't get the name right. But so you see, so it tells you that, and it was a no objection letter. This is under MPPO. So all of a sudden, government has changed.
What letter are you talking about?
I said no objection letter. What does it mean?
What's the content of the letter?
I'm saying that I was trying to find out the engagement to even purchase to acquire the site even started way back your time. You didn't raise conflict of interest when he was expressing interest. You didn't raise issues of conflict of interest. It is the time that the president, his brother, has become president. You are raising conflict of interest. That is why I'm saying that it is a long-standing dislike towards the Ibrahim Mohammed's family. So that fact must be established. You may try to play around it, but that is the known fact. So I take exception to that description that he has bequeathed to him as in political favoritism. He has earned it. We must get that thing right. He has earned it. His competence, his ability to manage the place has earned him that, the Damang mines. Let's put that one aside and talk about sachet water and VIP by VIP. You see, Alpha, we NDC, we believe that we are a social democracy, which means that we put the people of Ghana first. In fact, even before profit. So anything that we are doing, we are concerned about the people, even before our personal gain. That is why it is a social democracy. I've heard hints that there are attempts to, adjust the prices of sachet water and even the transport. VIP bus are also trying to, or are also attempting to increase.
I think they are
really have.
Yeah.
Easy.
Was that the last time?
I think it's not fair.
It's not fair?
Yes, it's not fair.
Why?
We must always put, the government is doing a lot. Steps have been taken to always cushion the Ghanaian citizen. And it is not the fault of the government that we are facing the.
But that's not what they are saying. They are saying the factors.
What's the name? I was looking at sachet water. They were saying global shortages in
polymers or something.
And they also cited the Middle East.
Yeah, because that's where they source it.
And so that's what I'm saying. It is not our fault.
Yeah, so they are not saying it's your fault.
And so
they are saying because of this. Just like fuel has gone up. Nobody is saying.
Why is VIP trying to? It's not because of fuel. That would be their
yeah, that's
their
what
reason.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That the justification they are giving is that in determining prices, they look at factors of production.
So
a major factor of production for them has seen an upward.
And I'm saying it's too early. It's too early. You see, we don't actually have.
When Iran happened, fuel has gone up. Middle East is too early. So they truly are
You see, Alpha. The issue is that the sudden increase, anytime that is, an external factor, the sudden increase is what is always our concern.
Fuel too suddenly increased.
But the government is taking steps. You see, government. I don't intend to spend much here, but government is doing everything to ensure that the Ghanaian citizen is cushioned against the effects of the Middle East. So we citizens should also support government. That is what I'm saying. Is that not?
Don't
You understand?
Address me.
We are trying to
Interesting statement.
we are trying to cushion the Ghanaian against that. The government is not unconcerned. We are so concerned about that. So at the same time, citizens or business, we are partners in development. They should also consider that the government is doing something to mitigate the situation. Let's give it a time and see how things unfold. And I'm sure I've also seen releases from those countries. I mean, US, Iran, and efforts are underway to foster peace.
It may not, because as a result of Israel bombing Lebanon, Iran is,
but we pray that
Iran is considering.
We pray that peace
returning to the whatever, because they feel that Israel is violating whatever agreement they've had. So for which reason, and if care is not taken, the streets will be closed again. And if it is closed, then we'll be back to.
So we are praying that peace reign. So in the meantime,
the world leaders must call Israel and talk to them and say, what you are doing, it may affect all of us.
For sure.
So we have to relax.
But in the meantime, the Ghanaian businessman should be considerate. Yes, should be considerate. One thing for government to, show concern and put in efforts. Another thing for the citizens to also. Yes, that's how it's supposed to work.
It has to. The citizens must.
That's what, like I said, we are partners in development. So,
hopefully, the Sasha people have listened. I don't know if VIP will listen.
VIP, they should also listen.
It's not like they will. It doesn't sound like they will listen.
So, my candid appeal to them is that they should give it a time. The government is working through the Minister for Trade and
government too should scrap the one city.
That is also under consideration.
Yeah, when you do that, then maybe
the president has. In fact, the president hinted at that he will refer that.
I'm told that there will be a cabinet meeting.
Yes, he hinted at that. He will refer that to cabinet for consideration.
Okay.
So
wrap up for me.
In the meantime, let's see how things happen. Okay. I'm sure that government will do something about it.
Okay.
So VIP sachet water producers and VIP yes, they should be considerate for now, and let's see how things happen. The government will do something surely to mitigate that.
Thank you, Alfa. When I was listening to my brother, I was just laughing. One famous statement made by my brother from NDC that effects of the East,
the Middle East,
yes, on the price of sachet water in this country. Sachet water is going now because what is happening in the East has affected the price of sachet water. He has admitted that when there is war in the East, it can even affect the price of sachet water in Ghana. A true confession coming from an NDC man. And when they begin to make statements like this, then they should go back to the people of Ghana and apologize to them.
Right.
When we were talking about the effects of COVID-19 on our economy, they were here throwing tantrums. You are lying. Ghana has rather benefited from COVID-19. They lied their way for the people of Ghana to even listen to them. But we all know that whenever there's COVID-19 where everything has been grounded, no exports, no benefit from import, nothing. So how will you finance your economy when there is no business that the government is doing for 1 year? Meanwhile, workers are there. They are not working, they are being paid. We talk about all these things, that these things have affected the economy. The NDC said, no, Ghana should rather be beneficiaries of COVID-19. Now you are here confessing that when Iranians and Americans are fighting, Iranians and Israelis are fighting, it affects the price of sachet water in Ghana. These people, you see that the true confession that they are making. You knew no shame. Now you are making a confession on this. What we are telling our brothers in NDC is that the first solution, you don't need to go for cabinet meeting. Just scrap the 1 Ghana cedi so that the price of fuel will come
They will have to assess the possible impact.
You see,
it's the revenue envelope.
Just take it away, so that it can cushion consumers. Now look at the price of fuel today, 18 Ghana cedis per liter. These are 18 Ghana, unprecedented in the history of Ghana. When the price of fuel was down, you were saying that Papa. Now what is happening? Now that oil price has hit 18 Ghana cedis.
The argument is that if not for the fact that Papa can be in 27 cities.
Then they should apologize to us if they are to say make that statement. You see, when Akufo-Addo was running this economy, from 2017 to 2019, everything was stable. Ghana became the fastest growing economy in the world. Debt to GDP was coming down, single-digit inflation, so many opportunities. Now, when COVID-19 came, everything reversed. They never considered us. They said it was as a result of bad governance and corruption. That is why Ghana has found itself at where it is. Now you are here, just 1 year in government. Look at how you are messing the economy. And you are telling me that this time around, it's not about Papa. It's about what? Iran-Israel war. That has affected your economy. Now,
if you argued Ukraine affected,
yes,
then you should agree that Iran and whatever.
If
you guys
agree,
you agree.
If they want us to agree, then they should first of all come and apologize to the people of Ghana. They lied.
Okay.
Now, what you do is that whenever you are faced with this challenge, you don't sit down and say, as you were saying, that now we should be praying. You don't sit there and be accusing businessmen that they should be considerate. Has John Dramani Mahama been considerate? If he wants to be considerate, the first he should do is that he should take away the
exchange rate came down, fuel was coming down, inflation, everything, a lot of factors were coming down. So his argument is that as at the time, traders did not see the need to reduce prices. Now that we are seeing increment, they are quick to say, that's not being fair.
That's not my business. My business is that where we find ourselves now, you need a government that thinks outside the box. You must provide a solution to the problems. You don't sit here like my brother.
That's why cabinet is going to meet.
Like my brother is saying that. My brother is saying that. Oh, we should be praying. It's not time for prayers. It's about time. That's why he said that we should be praying. That it shall be well. Let's pray that. He said that we should pray that the war ceases. Whether there's war over there or there's no war, there's governance in Ghana, and NDC government should show leadership. Now, when we are faced with COVID-19 challenges, we show leadership. We told the people of Ghana that now this is what we are going to do. We are going to save the people of Ghana, because without the people of Ghana, there's no economy. Okay. So we told them that before we save the people of Ghana, the economy of Ghana will go down. But the government will put measures in place to make sure that we bring the economy back to life. And all these things happened. Yeah. And when it was about time for us to leave office, Bloomberg, the international organization, predicted that per our arrangements, economic arrangements, in 2025, Ghana is going to hit single-digit inflation. When you came, you said that, it's as a result of the good work of John Dramani Mahama. That is why we are seeing all this. Meanwhile, it was about the economic foundations that the MPP put in place. You said no, Naba. Now, somebody is fighting in Iran. You are saying that because of that, the price of sachet water is up. You are justifying that because someone is fighting, the price of common sachet water should go up. You are justifying it today. Ghanaians have come to know the truth about the NDC. That you people are pathological liars. You lie your way through to get power. And now you are faced with the realities of your government. What we are saying is that this is the time to think prudentially outside the box to bring us solution to the problem of this country.
If they can't think prudentially, they should go to prudential.
Imagine, my brother, it is so funny. Imagine that we have a government here. There's no arrangement to create jobs in this country. Meanwhile, you were talking about 24-hour economy. You could sit here and take a quantum of how much? Is it 290 million Ghana cedis to go to China to import pad and share to school children?
It's not good.
Is it good? What you have to do is that you create a fat producing factory in this country so that they produce, the workers are get paid, they get paid.
Maybe
then
they think that would
the
take
benefit.
a long time.
You say what?
Maybe that would take a long time.
1.5 years in government. Quick. No arrangement to set up a single factory in this country. And they are here talking about 24. They we are told that they said 3 months time, the 24-hour economy will start
building
working.
24-hour markets. You've not heard that. 24
hours. We are waiting. So now the markets that they say to take them 3 years. One of the markets they say to take them 3 years to finish the market. So after 3 years, is it after 3 years that the 24-hour economic market will start?
Maybe they are hoping that they'll still be in power after.
The NDC government have failed the people of Ghana. They look restless. They look so disappointing. They look so clueless and directionless. There is nothing on the table for us to know that the NDC government is giving the people of Ghana hope. There is nothing to show, of course. So what we are saying is that we only have to wait for the next, is it 3 Christmases on our way or 2 Christmases on our way?
To do what?
Ebeche papa, bronya, makum yenu, and before we get to 2028.
No, 3.
3, okay. So the point is that
it
will take a longer period.
Yeah.
But we
Ghanaians will benefit for long.
We have no option.
I want Ghanaians to bring you back.
Why not? The signs are clear.
But they have not forgotten about your ills.
NDC guys defected to the MPP. My constituency is an example. The videos are here. They have seen that the NDC lied their way to get power. And they have nothing to offer the people of Ghana. So we only have to wait till 2028 so that we will bring Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia back to power as the president of the land to give a solution to the problem of this country. Now you see, I'm ending.
End.
My brother, Alfa, is it not so sad and painful to go to your homes and there's no light? Dumso has revisited the people of Ghana again. What is so special about John Dramani Mahama that every time he becomes president, he is associated with Dumso? Go to KJT and see the generators are making noise. Everywhere. So it is clear, my brother. It is clear that the NDC has
let me dash Kofi 1 minute because Kofi, you have 1 minute. The other baby.
See, anytime the MPP even speak, people know that they are not saying the truth because you cannot clearly tell where they stand. On one breath, the economy is not doing well. On another breath, there are those who laid the foundation. So where exactly do you stand? Because you are saying that you laid a better foundation. That is why this government.
You guys disagree with
we know that the economy is doing well. It is as
this economy is doing well.
Is doing very well. The indicators are showing, and it is as a result of the effort of the government.
Okay.
But they should have a particular stance so that we can have the conversation there. Because you cannot.
They are flip-flopping.
You are here today, you are there tomorrow. If it's favoring them, because they have laid a good foundation, so the economy is doing well. On another breath, you see them saying that, or you hear them saying that it is artificial. No, that we are massaging the figures. They are doing what they want. So they don't have a pointed stance so that we can know that okay, MPP is saying that the economy is not doing well.
Okay.
So we can have the facts laid bare.
Okay.
So have a particular stance so that we know. He has also said that the government has allocated, he has manufactured a figure for himself that they have gone to China to import parts. I'm not aware that government has gone to China to import.
The part issue.
I'm saying that we said we are.
You know it, my brother.
I beg. They have given my 1 minute. It is my 1 minute. And so you are done with your own.
This one they went to China.
Let's leave it here.
I'm not done. He said a lot of things.
You can't be that before we
the pass are there. The vice president is sharing the pass over there.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kofi, and thank you very much, Jones.
You are here to defend.
Thank you very much, Kofi, and thank you very much, Jones. Let me speak finally about Ashanti Fest 2026. It's here, celebrating our culture while supporting economic growth, youth development, and tourism This year's theme, Our Stories, Our History, Our Culture, highlights the pride and identity of the Ashanti region. And this year's festival is more than a celebration. It's a platform for real opportunity. As part of this year's celebration and in support of the region's thriving SMEs, MTN Business is joining Ashanti Fest with its SME Accelerate program, offering practical training and tools to help small businesses grow. MTN Business will host an SME clinic from 8th to 9th April 2026. And the excitement continues on 10th April at Jubilee Park, Kumasi, where selected entrepreneurs will take the stage to pitch their businesses, with the ultimate winner walking away with 30,000. Yes, you heard it right. 30,000 Ghana cedis. Join us, learn something new, connect with other entrepreneurs, and discover simple ways to grow your business. That's our show. We'll leave it here. I was here with Mark, Janice Opoku-Agyemang. You are the reason why we come to you every morning with compelling content. And this morning, we did exactly that. You are the reason. My name has been Alfa Ali. Have a very good morning.